Stop. If you want to have a conversation, I can have that.
No, we can have this conversation in front of everybody, like we did in Vegas.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you have it.
Please.
No one saw this coming when whispers began about Chantel's lover showing up in Ty's arms behind closed doors. Fans are shocked as a blurry video surfaced, allegedly capturing Chantel's men tangled in the sheets with Ty. Late at night and miles away from turntables and camera lights, emotions ran high across social media. Loyal followers who once cheered for friendship now feel betrayed. And the family was left divided between those who demand answers and those who cry foul over editing tricks. Insiders claim the footage leaked after a private dinner party went off script, and suddenly everyone is scrambling to figure out what really happened. The scene in that video looks like something out of a nightmare. Chantel's partner caught off guard. Ty's expression a mix of panic and defiance, and shadows dancing on the walls as secrets crumble. Was it a reckless mistake or a calculated move to expose hidden tensions? Some say producers staged the moment for a ratings spike, while others swear Ty went rogue to settle personal scores. Chatter about loyalty, revenge, and heartbreak has painted every comment thread red, with hashtags like #betrayal and #TAIRUs trending worldwide. You might think you know the story, but the truth is still buried under shattered trust and half-told lies. Stay tuned, because the fallout from this scandal promises more twists than anyone bargained for. The leaked video landed like a bombshell, hitting the internet before anyone knew what hit them. Chantel's man and Ty tangled in the sheets, half hidden by flickering candlelight, was splashed across gossip blogs within minutes. Fans are shocked by the raw intimacy captured in that grainy clip, where whispers and soft gasps replaced any pretense of privacy. In one frame, Chantel's partner freezes mid-keys, eyes wide with panic, while Ty's expression shifts from surprise to defiance in a heartbeat. Suddenly, loyalties were in question, old alliances shattered, and the family was left divided. Some viewers swore the footage was authentic betrayal, others suspected a ratings stunt crafted by cunning producers. Whichever side you chose, one thing was clear: emotions ran high and nobody could look away. As the sun rose on the next morning, social media was already ablaze. Hashtags like #JackieCatches and #Ty and CHANTEL circulated in every feed, dragging headlines into every corner of the web. Insiders claimed a private dinner party had gone off script when someone followed Chantel's man upstairs, only to catch the scandal on camera. Chat threads exploded with speculation. Were Chantel and her partner secretly testing boundaries? Or was Ty the mastermind of a calculated expose? Fans are shocked to hear whispers that Ty had motives. Some said revenge. Others pointed to jealousy, and a few even hinted at a long-buried rivalry. The chatter felt endless, a digital roar that echoed until the real people involved could hardly catch a breath. Back in her penthouse suite, Chantel stared at her phone in disbelief. The screen glowed with non-stop notifications, direct messages from friends begging for answers. News alerts, warning of defamation, and fan accounts dissecting every detail of her life. She tapped out a short reply to one concerned follower. "I'm okay, just processing." But the simple words felt hollow, like a lifeline thrown into a stormy sea. In private group texts, her closest allies rallied to defend her, yet every supportive message carried a tinge of doubt. "You deserve compassion," one friend wrote, "but please tell us the truth." Chantel's heart pounded as she realized denial was no longer an option. She had to face the fallout head-on, even if it meant shattering the last pieces of her reputation. Meanwhile, Jackie was blindsided. She had been hosting a charity brunch when her phone buzzed with frantic calls. Guests whispered behind their mimosa glasses, shooting her glances laced with sympathy and scandalized curiosity. When she finally broke away to check her messages, she saw the link, a forwarded clip showing Chantel's partner and Ty entwined in betrayal. Jackie's breath caught, disbelief throwing her world into chaos, clutching her phone like evidence. In a crime scene, she called Chantal, but her calls went straight to voicemail. In that moment, Jackie felt more alone than ever. Haunted by memories of late-night talks and solemn promises that now seemed like lies whispered into the wind, it wasn't always like this. Chantal and Jackie had once been inseparable to souls. Bound by shared laughter and tears, they'd weathered heartbreaks together, stood by each other when fame turned sour, and guarded one another from creeping isolation. Family dinners, movie nights, and inside jokes had cemented a sisterhood that massive audiences admired. But secrets have a way of slipping through even the tightest bonds. Jackie still remembered the day she confided in Chantal after a painful breakup, only to learn a crush on the same man was secretly brewing beneath Chantal's smile. She had brushed it off then, trusting her friend above all, never imagining the stakes could grow so high. Chantel single quotes as man, whose name once invoked nothing but admiration, now carried the weight of public scorn. He had appeared in the circle as a quiet presence, a calming anchor for Chantal, when the pressures of cameras and gossip tightened around her. Their romance unfolded in whispered conversations backstage and fleeting smiles in corridor shots. Fans had applauded their chemistry during interviews, convinced they were the real deal. But behind closed doors, casual flirtation with Ty had sown seeds of doubt. He claimed affection for both women, splitting his loyalty until it snapped. Under the strain of exposure, in a private video confession, he confessed, "I never meant for anyone to get hurt. Just wanted someone to understand me." The words sounded sincere. But trust once broken is hard to rebuild. Ty's involvement added an unexpected layer of intrigue. Ty had always been the free spirit, an enigma who drifted through the cast's inner circle with effortless charm. Rumors had circulated of a magnetic pull between Ty and Chantel's late-night jam sessions, stolen glances, and playful banter that tasted like danger. When the clip surfaced, it validated every whispered rumor, turning gossip into undeniable proof. Ty's defenders argued she was merely an innocent caught in the crossfire of a star-crossed triangle, while detractors accused her of exploiting vulnerabilities to climb the social ladder. Either way, her name was forever linked to scandal. Her reputation on a knife's edge as the scandal unfolded. Fans worldwide fractured into factions, each convinced their loyalty dictated the truth. Online forums resembled battlefields, with users brandishing theories like weapons. Some argued Chantal had been reckless. Others blamed producers for orchestrating a publicity stunt. Emotions ran high in every comment section, with supporters and skeptics hurling accusations and rallying cries. Influencers weighed in, hosting live debates that teetered between compassion and condemnation. Even casual viewers found themselves passionately defending or attacking the parties involved, proving once again that reality TV's power lies not in scripted drama, but in real hearts laid bare on screen. Amid the chaos, Chantal wrestled with her own conflicting desires. She yearned to clear her name, to explain how a moment of loneliness had spiraled into a public spectacle. Late at night, she paced her balcony, staring at the city lights like distant questions begging for answers. Her confidant recorded her sobbing confession. "I never thought it would go this far. I thought I could keep it hidden." The raw emotion struck a chord with fans who saw her confession clip leak online. Another firestorm ignited as some sympathized with her vulnerability, while others saw it as yet another manipulation designed to win back public favor. Trust. Once fractured became a battleground no one could navigate easily. Production crews seized the story, reshaping the season's narrative around the scandal. Chantel's scenes were rewritten to confront the fallout with tearful monologues and forced confrontations. One script called for a face-off between Chantal and Ty in a stormy beach setting, tears mingling with crashing waves. Jackie's return, set was orchestrated as a surprise, her entrance filmed for maximum shock. Even the background extras whispered lines about loyalty and betrayal, amplifying the tension to unbearable levels. The cameras rolled relentlessly, capturing every teardrop, every trembling lip, every accusatory glare. Reality TV had never looked so raw, so dangerously close to real life. Through it all, the question lingered like a dark cloud. Could redemption ever be found when secrets are laid bare? Chantel's world had been upended by a single act of trust betrayed. And now she stood at the edge of a new chapter, with her relationships in ruins and her future uncertain. As the cameras cut to commercial, viewers held their breath, knowing the next revelation could redefine everything they thought they knew. The stage was set for even deeper confessions, unexpected alliances, and perhaps a chance at forgiveness if any of them had the courage to seek it. In the days following that heart-wrenching balcony confession, Chantel found herself swallowed by an unrelenting storm of rumors and secondhand stories. Every street corner, every headline, every late-night whisper seemed to carry the same refrain. When will she finally speak the whole truth? But truth, Chantel knew, was a puzzle with many missing pieces. She tried to regain control by drafting a statement promising transparency. But the moment her publicist hit send, accusations flooded in, claiming the letter was scripted by the network's PR machine. Fans are shocked that even an apology could be twisted into evidence of manipulation. And the family was left divided between those who believed Chantel's pain was genuine and those convinced she was playing a long game for sympathy. Meanwhile, Jackie struggled with her own crossroads. After retreating into silence, she agreed to a surprise appearance on a popular daytime podcast known for confronting guests with hard-hitting questions. When the host asked, "Do you think Chantel ever truly cared about you?" Jackie paused, tears threatening to spill. Her response? "I thought our bond was unbreakable, but maybe I was the only one holding on," sent the internet into meltdown. Emotions ran high as listeners debated whether Jackie's raw honesty was brave or unnecessarily cruel. Some fans rallied behind her, praising her courage, while others accused her of using the platform to settle personal scores. As Chantel watched Jackie's candid interview, she felt a tidal wave of regret and fear. Her partner's phone calls, when unanswered, rumors circulated that he had disappeared overseas to avoid backlash. And whispers of a secret breakup reshaped the narrative. Projectiles of gossip claimed Chantel was now single, vulnerable, and desperate for any flicker of public attention. Inside sources revealed she spent sleepless nights messaging close friends. "I feel hollow without him. I'm terrified no one will ever believe I loved him." The vulnerability, leaked in screenshots, ignited another round of online debate. Was Chantel's sorrow authentic, or another layer of performance? Amid the emotional chaos, Ty reemerged from the fringes with an unexpected announcement: a charity benefit concert for mental health awareness. The invitation, touting her name alongside Chantel's man, drew gasps. The woman at the center of the scandal was suddenly cast in a role of benevolence. Fans scrambled to interpret the move. Was Ty backpedaling from the affair to rebuild her reputation, or orchestrating a public relations coup? As images of Ty rehearsing on stage circulated, social media timelines flooded with comments like, "Fans are shocked to see her this soon, and does she ever feel guilt?" The family was left divided over whether to support her new venture or boycott in protest. In the midst of rehearsals, Ty granted a sit-down interview to a fringe blogger known for sympathy towards the underdog. In the clip, she looked composed, almost serene, as she confessed, "I never meant to hurt Chantel or Jackie. I was seeking comfort after losing my own stability." Her soft voice contrasted the fierce headlines, and fans reacted with mixed emotions. Some praised her vulnerability. Others accused her of deflecting blame. The blogger turned off his camera. Ty whispered, "The hardest part is living with people's assumptions." That whispered confession leaked to fueling speculation that Ty's tears were tears of regret or strategic tears for public sympathy. Even the network felt the ripple effects. Sponsors reportedly threatened to pull advertising from upcoming episodes unless the drama was contained. A key fashion brand considered scrubbing product placement from Chantel's storyline. Fearing association with betrayal could tarnish their image, producers scrambled to propose a healing montage showing all three women in neutral settings: coffee shops. Yoga studios shared therapy sessions to signal resolution. But insiders said Chantel balked at the idea. She refused to sit beside Ty or Chantel on camera unless substantive conversations were filmed. Fearing a staged reconciliation would only deepen public cynicism. As pressure mounted, Chantel's partner finally broke his silence. He released a raw video from a dimly lit room, voice thick with emotion. "I never meant to become a villain in anyone's story. My heart was torn between two people I cared about." Tears streaked down his cheeks as he continued, "I've reached out to both Chantal and Jackie, hoping to find forgiveness." Fans dissected every tremor in his voice, some offering sympathy, others screaming liar and play actor. The family was left divided as conversation threads grew into battlegrounds of loyalty, betrayal, and the blurry line between reality and performance. With every new leak and confession, the original questioned the validity of that hotel room. Footage faded into a background hum of chaos. Speculation turned to obsession as amateur sleuths analyzed shadows on walls, voices on audio clips, and even the brand of candles flickering behind Chantel's partner. Conspiracy theories abounded that the entire scandal was a stunt engineered by higher-ups to combat waning ratings. One popular theory suggested that Ty, Chantal, and Jackie had colluded to create a three-way drama that would overshadow emerging cast members. The more outrageous the theory, the more widely it spread, leaving casual viewers dizzy with disbelief. In response, Chantal decided to reclaim her narrative. During a surprise Instagram Live, she sat alone in a softly lit room, the city skyline behind her. Without makeup, without a script, she spoke. "I allowed silence to become my prison. I hid behind fear when I should have been honest. If you've been hurt by my mistakes, I am sorry." Her voice wavered, then steadied. "I can't change the past, but I can promise to speak only my truth from now on." The raw sincerity of her words prompted a flood of supportive comments. Fans are shocked but moved. Read one comment and tears welled up in Chantel's eyes as she whispered, "Thank you for listening." But the brief moment of unity cracked when an anonymous inbox message appeared on Chantel's Live, revealing a new twist. A second video allegedly showing Chantal and Ty's man in an even more intimate embrace, this time filmed from a different angle with better clarity. The message demanded ransom in exchange for the footage. Promising to end the scandal permanently provided Chantal agreed to a devil's bargain: quit the show and destroy her career. Chantel's Live ended abruptly, her final words drowned out by the sharp gasp she couldn't suppress. Fans erupted in panic, and outrage. Was this file real, or another ploy to extort her? Inside Chantal's private circle, panic turned to action. Her manager flew in to confront the blackmailer, while her legal team drafted cease and desist letters and criminal complaints. A crisis room buzzed with people demanding answers. Was the network behind the threat to heighten drama? Were loyalty to friendship and loyalty to the show now at war? Back channels between Chantel, Ty, and Jackie opened for the first time in weeks, hinting at a fragile truce forged by shared fear. Friends of the trio whispered that the blackmailer might expose deeper secrets, financial improprieties, behind the scenes alliances, or a surprising paternity twist that would eclipse even the current scandal. Amid the scramble to neutralize the threat, Chantel's partner resurfaced with a new admission. He had been working with a private investigator to trace the leak back to its source. He confessed that he'd once trusted a production assistant with his phone, thinking they shared a friendship. Now he feared that assistant had sold every intimate detail for a quick payout. That revelation turned suspicion inward. Was the show's own crew complicit in fueling the scandal? The notion that betrayal might run deeper than personal relationships sent shivers through everyone involved. As night fell on the second act of this saga, Chantal sat alone at the old pier, where she had received the mysterious seashell message. The wind wound around her like a question begging for an answer. In the distance, the city lights blurred with tears in her eyes as she whispered into the dark, "Who do I trust?" Behind her, unaware of the fragile moment, the sound of footsteps, approached footsteps, belonging to someone who might hold the key to ending this endless game of secrets. The future of their story hung in balance, teetering between redemption and ruin. And the next revelation promised to reshape every bond severed or strained by a single. Scandalous video.chantel woke up to the relentless hum of notifications, her heart pounding as one message after another demanded answers. She scrolled through blurred screenshots of that night, each frame more damning than the last. Her living room, once a safe haven, felt like a prison filled with whispers. She tried to steady her breathing, replaying the moment she first saw. The clipped Ty's hand on his shoulder, his eyes wide with shock, the candlelight dancing over betrayal. The weight of every rumor pressed on her chest like a stone. She forced herself to stand, determined to face the storm head-on across town. Jackie pressed her palms against the cool glass of a high-rise window, staring out at a city that seemed to mock her pain. Each passing car honked with gossip, each honking horn a reminder of how quickly trust can shatter. Memories of laughter and inside jokes flickered in her mind, colliding with the raw hurt of betrayal. When her phone rang, she let it ring until it went to voicemail. She knew the voice on the other end would only reopen wounds. Instead, she recorded a voicemail of her own, calm but firm refusal to engage until she had spoken to Chantal face-to-face. Ty, on the other hand, found herself under siege by contrasting emotions. She sat in a dimly lit studio, headphones on, listening to the beat of a track that once brought her joy. Now every note echoed her shame. In a rare on-camera moment, she filmed herself confessing, "I never meant to betray a friendship or break a heart." But she cut the video short, afraid her voice would betray her guilt. Supporters flooded her inbox with messages of solidarity, while critics accused her of seeking sympathy. The duality of praise and condemnation left her dizzy, questioning whether she had been a victim of circumstance or an architect of pain. Later that day, Chantal confronted her partner in the abandoned warehouse where they used to rehearse choreographed scenes. The echo of their footsteps on the concrete floor matched the rapid thud of her pulse. "How could you?" she demanded, voice trembling but eyes fierce. He dropped his gaze, shame overtaking defiance. "I thought you'd understand," he whispered. "I was lonely. I made a mistake." That admission cut deeper than any accusation. She felt tears gather, not for herself, but for the loss of the person she thought she loved. He reached for her hand, but she pulled away, the distance between them growing wider than any set could contain. The next confrontation came when Jackie stormed into Chantel's penthouse, refusing to wait for an invitation. She stood in the foyer, arms crossed, the city lights casting sharp shadows on her face. "You stole my trust," she said, voice low and steady. Chantal's guard cracked. "I never meant to hurt you," she pleaded. The words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. For a moment, the two women simply stared at each other, the remnants of sisterhood flickering amid the chaos. Then, without another word, Jackie turned and left, her heel clicking a staccato beat of finality. Outside, viewers watched live streams of the confrontation, comment sections exploding with divided loyalties. Some hailed Jackie as the wronged friend standing up for herself, while others felt sympathy for Chantal's regret. Emotions ran high as one influencer declared, "This is the most authentic drama reality TV has ever produced." Another criticized the network for fueling personal anguish for ratings. Every tweet, every post, every reaction stirred the digital cauldron. amplifying the turmoil already raging in the hearts of the women involved. The network scrambled to manage the narrative, releasing a statement about respecting personal boundaries while capturing the raw essence of human relationships. But sponsors weren't convinced. A major beauty brand paused its campaign, citing concerns over association with excessive scandal. Producers hurried to draft a follow-up episode promising a heartfelt resolution, though insiders whispered that unresolved tensions made that unlikely. Scripts were rewritten, scenes reshot, but no amount of editing could erase the authenticity of broken trust captured on camera. Then came an unexpected twist. An anonymous text sent to Chantel's phone with a photo showing her partner whispering to another cast member backstage, someone neither Chantel nor Ty had suspected. The revelation suggested a larger web of deceit, expanding the drama beyond a simple love triangle. Whispers of manipulation, jealousy, and hidden agendas spread through the crew. One veteran cameraman lamented that relationships backstage could rival any scripted storyline, reminding everyone how thin the divide between performance and reality can be. In the eye of the storm, Chantal reached out to a childhood friend, Maria, whose counsel she trusted above all else. They met at a small cafe far from studio lights, 2 cups of coffee steaming between them. "You need to decide who you are," Maria urged, her voice soft but unwavering. "Are you the victim of betrayal or the architect of your own downfall?" Chantal listened, heart heavy. She realized that until she confronted every hidden truth, the poison of uncertainty would continue to corrode her life. Maria's words became a turning point, a moment of clarity amid the haze of scandal. As night fell, the trio Chantel, Jackie, and Ty found themselves drawn together by unseen threads of pain. In a rare gesture, they agreed to meet at the old rehearsal hall where their story began. The lights were dim, the air thick with unspoken sorrows. They sat in a circle, the ghost of their former laughter lingering like a beckoning echo. Chantal spoke first. "I'm sorry for every lie I told." Ty's voice cracked as she added, "I didn't know I could hurt you so deeply." Jackie wiped away tears, whispering, "I never expected forgiveness, only honesty." For a fragile moment, the walls between them wavered, and the possibility of healing flickered in the shadows. But as they began to share deeper confessions, the door creaked open. A figure stepped inside, silhouette tall and familiar. The hush that followed carried more tension than any argument. The stranger carried an envelope sealed with a dark ribbon. Hearts pounded as the atmosphere shifted from tentative reconciliation to renewed suspense. Exchanged fearful glances, each wondering what secret was about to emerge, capable of forever altering their lives. In that charged silence, the truth waited ready to shatter whatever fragile piece they had dared to build. They sat together in Chantel's dimly lit living room, the glow of the laptop casting long shadows on their faces. Ty's fingers trembled as she closed the folder of evidence they had just reviewed. Irrefutable proof that the producers had orchestrated every scandalous moment for the cameras. Chantal inhaled slowly, her chest still tight from shock. "They turned our lives into a script," she whispered, voice cracking. Jackie, sitting on the edge of the couch, wrapped her arms around herself as if to hold in her fury. "We need to show them," she said, her tone steadying with resolve. Ty nodded, eyes bright with tears and determination. "We'll release everything," Chantal agreed. "No edits, no filters, every meeting, every directive." In that moment, the trio made a pact. They would reclaim their story by shining a light on the darkness behind the scenes. The next morning, they prepared their statement as a united front. Chantel recorded a raw, unedited video on her phone, her nearby friends holding the camera steady. "My name is Chantel," she began, voice wavering, then firming, "and I was manipulated by people I trusted." Ty followed suit, confessing how she had been drawn into the lies by promises of drama and promotion. Jackie's turn came last. I thought I was documenting real friendship. Not everyone celebrated their new roles. A shadowy account on social media accused the three of colluding to boost their personal brands. A leaked audio clip from a closed-door meeting suggested a rival cast member was plotting a comeback by framing Chantel's group. The rumor mill churned again, claiming that the envelope of evidence had been tampered with to maximize outrage. The women refused to dignify these claims with statements, focusing instead on transparency. They released timestamped logs, lab reports from audio forensics, and sworn affidavits from crew members. By preemptively dismantling false allegations, they protected their credibility, demonstrating that honesty could outshine any scripted twist. As the season finale approached, the network attempted a redemption arc, editing together a tribute to authenticity that cut between congratulatory messages from fans and apologies from producers. But the gesture rang hollow. The finale's ratings were dismal. Instead, viewers tuned into Chantel and Jackie's own live-streamed reunion special, where they shared candid reflections on friendship, betrayal, and resilience. In that intimate broadcast, they answered fan questions, paused to cry, and laughed at awkward moments. The special trended worldwide, attracting millions of viewers who craved genuine connection. Critics hailed it as a landmark moment in reality TV, proof that truth could trump spectacle. Today, weeks after the scandal broke, the three women stand on firmer ground. They've signed a partnership to launch a digital platform where cast members can share unfiltered stories free from corporate meddling, spoken on panels about creative ethics, mentored aspiring content creators, advocated for mental health support in entertainment. Fans who once